Listen up, man, because we ain't got no time to sugarcoat this shit. You read the title, right? Masturbation is making you a slave to the matrix. Yes, sir. Let me say that again for the people in the back. Listen up, my guy. The act of masturbation is making you, yes, you motherfucker, a slave to the matrix. And you might be wondering, okay, man, what the hell does that even mean, bro? Masturbation is making me a slave to the matrix. You're telling me stroking my schlong, beating my meat, touching my wiener is making me weak? Make that make sense. Well, relax. Relax. Relax, my guy. I'm gonna need you to just take a deep breath. Come on, do it with me. Get yourself grounded, because it's time for your boy to break this bitch down real quick like a brick for y'all. So first things first, what you must come to understand along this journey that we call life is that you are living in a motherfucking illusion. You are living in a movie. You are living in the matrix. You are living within the veils of Maya. What is Maya? It's not some girl. Maya is the true, original concept of the matrix. You know, in the modern times, we've probably all heard about or watched the movie The Matrix, which is all about uncovering, going in depth into the programming of reality. How you've been stuck in a state of slavery to this illusionary world. You know, the yogis, the sages, the saints of the East already knew this before that movie. Matter of fact, the movie is based off of that, if you're asking me. And they termed this idea Maya. Maya is the illusion. Maya is the veil within this material world that makes you believe that all you are is just a brain and body, and all that you were brought here to do is simply just to stimulate the senses, aka chase after survival, sex, and status. I'm gonna need you to just let that marinate in your motherfucking mind. Let that sink into your psyche. You have been living in an illusionary world your entire life. All the way up until this point. Some people are aware of it, some people have awoken to it, but 99% of the population is still stuck in a state of spiritual amnesia. They believe that yes, all they are is just a brain and body, and that their entire existence must revolve around essentially chasing temporary pleasures. This is all orchestrated by people that run this whole game, run the monopoly, run the matrix, run the Maya. They use this as a way to take advantage of others. They use this to propagate their own agendas, to achieve more power, to achieve more control. And they put specific things out there within the world, and they propagate specific programmings into your mind to keep this whole thing running. What do I mean by that? They put out these temporary pleasures, these distractions that stimulate your senses but will never truly satisfy your soul, and they tell you, they non-stop berate you about these things, such as you're just a brain and body. This is all life is about. All the people that you see as successful, what do they promote? What do they stand for? Hedonism. What do they promote? What do they stand for? BS entertainment. What do they promote? What do they stand for? Nothing that will actually elevate your consciousness. But what does the Matrix do? Use these puppets to show, you know, the population that this is what it means to quote unquote be a man, to be successful, to be somebody that is worth trying to become. It's all a show, it's all a game. Because if they can implant this into your motherfucking brain, they can pull you towards those traps, towards those tricks, and keep you stuck in there forever. If you're programmed to believe that all life is about as a man is, you know, biceps, bitches, and Bugattis, like these bozos, Andrew Tate, and all the red pill community that, you know, the Matrix is literally using as puppets, If you believe that, guess what you're going to be focusing all your energy and attention towards? Hedonism, survival, sex, and status. And again, survival, sex, and status is not evil, but it keeps you stuck in your animalistic mindset, because it's easier to control an animal than it is to control a true sovereign man, a true sovereign soul. They want to keep you like a neutered animal. How do they neuter you? Well, they neuter you through so many different means. You know, poisoning your food, poisoning your water, screwing up your endocrine system. And one of the main things that they use specifically for men is to make them a slave to their sexual impulses. Why does the Matrix, why does the material world care so much about men being depleted of their sexual energy? Why is that? Well, if you really think about it, this energy has the power to create another human being. It's the only reason you're here. It's the only reason I'm here. It's the only reason why these plants and animals are here. It's a source of creative energy. Better yet, it is a source of cosmic energy. And this energy can be expressed in many different ways, shapes, and forms. But what do they tell us? That the only way that we can actually express this potent source of prana, which means a life force, the only way that we can express it is through sexual release. Because they know the more that you dump your energy, dump this prana, the more drained you become, the more depleted you become, the more disconnected you become to your higher self. Because this prana isn't just semen. It is like a force of electricity that turns on certain aspects of your nervous system, aka your chakra system, the planes of consciousness. When your energy, when that electricity can only charge up your lower centers of survival, sex, and status, that's what you view life as. You know, think about it like this. The energy, that prana, and you have many forces of prana. However, your sexual prana is the most potent form of it that you have access within your system. Again, has the capability to create another human being. But this energy, let's say it goes into your survival chakra, your lowest aspects of existence. It's like having the world out in front of you and you only see a little bit of light. Everyone that's watching, look at what I'm doing. It's this much light. Then the energy goes into the sex center. You get this much light. You can only see this much around you in the material world. You only see survival and you only see sex. And then it goes to the next one, status. And it opens up a little bit more. The higher you go up, the more this energy, this electricity can brighten up your view of life and give you a direct connection and realization of who you are and what life is really all about. If your mind and consciousness, aka that light, is constricted to one little corner, then that's all you see life as, even though there's so much more. But that's all you see, that's all you know, that's all what's been fed into your mind. So you continually stay stuck in this hamster wheel of desires. Survival, sex, status, survival, sex, status. And I'm telling you right now, no amount of survival, sex, or status will ever truly satisfy your soul. You're not here to just stimulate your senses. If that was the case, you would have came here as an animal. Because an animal, the only planes of consciousness that it can tap into is survival, sex, and status. That's your animalistic mind. Within the Gnostic psychology view, it's called the hylic mind. That is associated with the 3 lower chakras within yogic anatomy. That's what most people are stuck in, because the electricity keeps getting drained, keeps getting depleted. It can't rise up to activate those higher centers, which opens up more light and gives you a better realization of what the hell this is. The Matrix wants to keep you away from that. They don't want you to question things. They don't want you to expand your consciousness. The whole point of what the Matrix is trying to do is to control your consciousness. Because if they can control your consciousness, they can control your mind, they can control your body, and they can keep you disconnected from the source, from the spirit. You're living life as a pawn on the chessboard rather than a true sovereign entity that is surfing his way through life effortlessly. You're fighting against your own mind and body because your own brain and body has encapsulated you into a slave. There's a great quote from Osho that I always bring up, and I'm gonna break it down right now. He states that the mind can either be a beautiful servant or a horrible master. I like to expand upon that quote a little bit more though. The brain and body can either be a horrible or can be either be a beautiful servant to help uplift the soul and uplift your spirit, or it can become a horrible master that suffocates your soul and suffocates your spirit. When the Matrix has got you within their chokehold, your own brain and body is being worked against you, worked against your soul, your conscious evolution. You see, within all the Eastern traditions, specifically of Tantra, Tantra is a technology that is essentially using your own brain and body as tools to awaken the spirit. Because in the tantric teachings, they understand that within our current human existence, we are very rooted within the physical world. What do I mean by that? If you see something right in front of you, you can touch it, you can taste it, you can hear it, you can smell it, you believe more into it, regardless of where you're at on the consciousness scale. It's just right there in front of you. It's more tangible, so you believe into it more. Versus thinking about, an apple, thinking about a fruit. If the fruit is right in front of you and you eat it, you believe that's a fruit. But your consciousness, when it's in that other state of thinking about it, it's in your mind's eye, you don't grasp it as deeply. You can't see it as clearly. So that's why your mind is rooted more in the physical plane for the time being. So why not use the physical plane to propel you to the higher aspects, to the spiritual realms? That's what Tantra is all about. Most religions, what they do is the opposite. And religion is another mainstream matrix control system. They teach you that the brain and body are bad, that you must kill the flesh, that you must do this, you must do that. You see, within the true mystical path, you're trying to use your brain and body as bungee cords to get up to the higher states of divine bliss rather than cut off your immense power that is connected to your brain and body and just try to ascend up the ladder of consciousness. The mainstream matrix wants to use even religion, the spiritual path, against you to make you a slave to their agendas, to their programming. And all it's about, it doesn't matter how it does it, it is focused on making you a pawn in the chessboard, a mere cog in the machine, not a true autonomous entity. But coming back to their sexual energy, this is why porn is free. This is why hookup culture is everything that you see online. This is why even women are programmed to be, again, those traps within the system that it further ensnares them and ensnares men. What do I mean by that? What are women promoted now these days? To become a boss bitch, to become a baddie, to become this, to become that, to show off their body, be seductive. Because that's what's gonna get them respect. Gonna get them more likes, get them more recognition. But at the same time, that still will never fulfill them. So they'll always need more and more and more and more. But at the same time, what's going on the back end? Men are becoming slaves to their senses because that's all they're seeing. They're stuck in a constant hypnotic battle of lust, of just sexuality or this and that. And again, none of this shit is bad. But you are not in control of your life. That's when it gets a little shaky. That's when it gets a little weird. That's when it gets a little over the top. They want to keep you so stuck in those states of your sexual compulsions and your sexual cravings to create more karmas, aka create more attachments to the material world, because the more attachments you have to the material world, the harder it is for your consciousness to let go and liberate itself within the higher planes. Because again, all you think that you are is the brain and body, and you've been fooled, you've been hypnotized, you've been stuck under a spell to make you believe that the highest pursuits of mankind is simply survival, sex, and status. But again, like we just discussed, if that was the case, if that's all you were brought here to do, you would have came here in the animal kingdom. That would have been your incarnation. You came here in the human realm. And the human realm has access to these higher planes. And these higher planes, I'm telling you, man, got a lot more true bliss than you could even imagine. But they don't want that. Because if you actually taste a little bit of that divine nectar, you're not going to be a dopamine junkie. Let me say that again. If you taste a little bit of that divine nectar, you are no longer going to become a dopamine junkie. Most people, most men, most just of the human population are fucking junkies, are fucking slaves to their own senses. The only pathway to truly break free out of the matrix, break free from the illusions of Maya, is to master yourself. Not self-fucking improvement, it is self-mastery. Are you picking up what the fuck I'm putting down? Semen retention, celibacy is one of the strongest practices to actually adhere to along this journey of walking up, of hiking up your own mountain of self-mastery. Because when you practice this properly as a tool it was intended to be, not some challenge, not some fad of how many days can I get on the calendar of how many times I haven't touched my wiener in the year. Like, dude, grow up. That's not the point of this practice. I know a lot of people online probably told you about that, but you came on this channel and you're gonna get the real deal sauce, real deal game for your motherfucking brain to help you elevate on every single plane. You dig what I'm saying? That's what semen retention is supposed to do. Help you elevate your consciousness by unlocking your mind, purifying your psyche, as well as taking back control over your own body, not being a slave to your sexual compulsions. Because let's be completely honest here. Let's keep it a buck like a goddamn dollar store. Sexual cravings, sexual compulsions are one of the strongest, if not the strongest pull that you have as a man that completely distorts your psyche. When you are quote unquote horny, that's all you can think about. You don't even know what you did the past hour. You just wake up and your mind is just hijacked. You are a drone, you're a bot, you're a junkie. They love seeing you as a junkie. They love seeing you as a slave. They don't like seeing the men who are actually mastering themselves. The real fucking savages. You see, the spiritual life is for the savages. It ain't for the weak. It ain't for all these, peace, light, and love hippies. No, it's for the real savages that want to let their nuts hang, drag their nuts across the earth, rather than, tucking their tail between their legs and walking around life like a neutered animal. Most of you guys are walking around like a neutered animal with no balls, with no boldness, with no courage to break free from this life of comfort. You get a little bit of survival, a little sex, a little status, you're good to go, you're settled. That's fine. You don't want to actually achieve the divine. But for the real savages, they don't care about all this. They know that there's something deeper. They've maybe tasted a little bit of it. They're willing to give up all of this because they know that this ain't shit, to be honest with you, bro. You guys eating at McDonald's, I'm willing to save up my money, sacrifice a little bit, work a little harder, and go to a 5-star restaurant. The Matrix feeds you the McDonald's, both metaphorically and literally. But the path of self-mastery is what allows you to ascend to the 5-star Michelin restaurant. And I'm not talking about eating food, I'm talking about eating the human experience of life that you're actually meant to live, aka being in full alignment to your destiny, aka your dharma. Your dharma, what that means is what you were really brought here to do. It is the journey your soul was sent here to accomplish. It is the thing that will truly fulfill you deep down to your balls. That no amount of cars, money, clothes, or hoes could ever suffice to. They'll sell you the cars, the clothes, the money, the hoes as the pinnacle of life. They'll use puppets like these buffoons on the red pill community of this is what it means to be a real fucking top G, real man. All losers, all slaves. Do you see what I'm saying? Are you waking up to this? The true divine masculine man has gone beyond the lower level desires. He doesn't look at them as they're evil like some of these religions will tell you, but he sees that, okay, man, cool, they're there. An animal can have sex, an animal can achieve status. Is that all I'm here to do? Be an animal with an iPhone? No, man, there's something deeper to this life. That's your dharma. That's what will fulfill you. That's what you're naturally brought here to do, yet you have forgotten it. You're stuck in a state of spiritual amnesia. And all these things that the matrix, the Maya, the illusion does in the material world is to keep you stuck in that spiritual state of slumber. Keep you disconnected from ever discovering what that true purpose is, what your destiny really is all about. They use pornography. They use your sexuality against you. They use your own hunger against you. They use your own biology against you. They use your own psychology against you. You see, this war, a lot of people make it seem like, oh man, I gotta go to war against the Matrix. We gotta go battle back. No, there's no war going on. The journey is to just take back control of the reins. And this is an internal journey. And this is why we call it self-mastery, not matrix mastery. Because if you master the self, the matrix dissolves. The veil of Maya just starts to dissipate. You remove the screen, you remove the filter, and you get to see what life is all about. What's going to truly fulfill you. Aside from these nonsensical temporary desires that you've been fed by society as the pinnacle of success as a man. This is what self-mastery is about. This is what we talk about here on this channel, the main channel, The Philosopher. If you don't know about that main channel yet, man, come on now, bro. That's where we did discuss and drop all of our documentary style content. You know, the high edited content, the scripted content that goes in depth and in detail to these higher level topics. If you don't know about the main channel yet, man, then you're really missing out. Go check out the link posted in the description box down below. Click that and you'll be forwarded to The Philosopher. That is the main channel. This is the second channel, aka The Philosopher Files, right here in the field, in the flesh, dropping y'all that game so you guys can make these gains. No cuts, no edits, just straight up speaking off the dome. If you enjoy these raw talks, these unfiltered, uncut, and unedited talks, this is what we got here on the second channel. But over on the main channel, that's when we get into more of our documentary style content. Both got a lot of game, both got a lot of sauce, so I definitely recommend you go tap in over there too as well. But also, underneath the link to the main channel, The Philosopher, within the description box down below, you'll find a link to my Instagram. If you ever want to discuss any of these types of topics, chop it up about any of these different types of concepts. My DMs are always open. Connect with me whenever you like. Again, that's in the description box down below. But other stuff that we talk about here on this channel, The Philosopher Files. On the main channel, The Philosopher. Make sure you go run it up, my boy. Make sure you go run it up. Link in the description box down below. All the stuff that we talk about on the private Patreon community, man. Shout out to the fucking private Patreon community. Matter of fact, let's take a quick pause right here, right now. Because if I'm talking to the people that are truly serious about no longer being a slave to the matrix, no longer letting things like masturbation pull away and deplete them of their divine source of energy that will catapult them to these higher planes. If you're sick and tired of that, and you're truly devoted to this practice, truly devoted to walking up this mountain of self-mastery, and I'm guessing that you are because you made it this far into the video, I'm gonna need you to pause whatever you're doing right now and go find the closest mirror to you. I don't care if it's in your car window. I don't care if it's in the selfie camera of your phone. I don't care if it's in your bathroom. Go to that mirror and take a good, hard look in it. Take a nice mental picture of that man that's staring right back at you within the mirror. That's staring right into your eyes and staring right into your motherfucking soul. I'll wait, man. Take that good click-clack Kodak moment within your consciousness. Let it marinate within your mind. Let it sink into your psyche, because I need you, yes, you, to realize that that person that's staring right into your eyes, that's staring right into your soul, when you look into that mirror, you're doing him, not me, that guy, a huge motherfucking disfavor by not joining up into the private Patreon community yet if you're someone who's truly serious about this path of self-mastery. Because we are going in depth and in detail to uncovering all the esoteric sciences that will help propel you along this path towards mastering the self, towards dissolving all the degenerate habits that are keeping you stuck in this lower level form of your human existence. I'm talking about, if you think that this video is in depth, this video is in detail, your mind is going to be blown with what we're cooking up over there on the private Patreon community. Exclusive videos that you ain't gonna find here on this channel, the main channel, matter of fact, anywhere else on the internet. Because it's some real deal game, real deal sauce for your motherfucking brain to help you elevate on every single plane. You dig what I'm saying? So not only do you get access to all those exclusive videos as a member of the community, but also our in-depth occult lectures, our full guides, our digital libraries, and most importantly, the Philosopher's Circle private group chat. This is where we host a private group chat, our bi-weekly mastermind live calls. Yes, sir, you heard me right. Bi-weekly mastermind live calls where you hop on a call with me as well as a community of like-minded men who are also on this path of self-mastery. If you want to be surrounded with individuals that are also on this journey, that are going to hold you accountable, that want to see you elevate and eventually want to see you liberate, I'm telling you, man, the Philosopher's Circle is the place for you, my guy. Because you've all probably heard the saying, you are the sum of the 5 people that you engage the most with, that you're around the most. If you're around with more matrix slaves, you're going to remain a matrix slave. If you're around with, surrounded by a community of like-minded men, a brotherhood that is all focusing towards dissolving their karmas and discovering their dharma in their own way. Remember, everyone's pathway up this mountain of self-mastery is different, but within this community, within the Philosopher's Circle, we're all walking up that same mountain. Some people might be a step or two ahead. This guy might be taking this path up it. That guy might be taking that path up it. But at the end of the day, our goal is to reach the same end destination, which is the road to self-realization, realizing who and what you truly are beyond the brain and body and what it is that you were really brought here to do, aside from just stimulating the senses. If you want to be around with people that are on that type of timing, I'm telling you, bro, the Philosopher's Circle is the place for you. But if you need any more information about the private Patreon community and the Philosopher's Circle as a whole, check out the link posted in the pinned comment of this video, not the description box. The description box is where you'll find, again, the link to the main channel as well as my Instagram. But I'm talking about the pinned comment. Scroll in the comment section, click that link right there for you. You'll be forwarded to our page, and there you'll find access to the private Patreon community right there for you. But also, you'll find other links to the other services I provide, such as application forms for my personalized coaching program. If you're someone who's truly dedicated, truly about making this leap and taking your life to the next level by disintegrating, detoxing, and detaching from all these karmic entanglements, whether it be mental, physical, or spiritual, that are blocking you from ever realizing your divine potential. If you're ready to finally break free from that, you're ready to finally actually realize your true potential, this is what this coaching program is all about. As what we focus in on the coaching program over there is to systemize a personalized approach for you specifically, using the esoteric sciences of self-mastery to dissolve, disintegrate, and overall break free from all the karmas that will in turn allow you to discover your dharma. We are building up the pathway that will lead you to liberation, that will lead you to a life of so much more fulfillment that you can even imagine. So if you're ready to work with me personally one-on-one and take that leap of faith to take your life to the next level, shoot me an application form by clicking the link over on that page when you go to the pinned comment of this video. And we'll see if your entry meets the qualifications and the criteria of this coaching program. But if you just want to book a one-time call with your boy, discuss anything that you're dealing with to help you get back on the right track towards transcendence, that's what we got the consultation calls for too as well. But again, click the link posted in the pinned comment of this video. You'll be forwarded to our page and you can pick and choose which one of these services best suits you. But like I was saying, all the stuff that we talk about here on this channel, the main channel, The Philosopher, over on the private Patreon community especially, and especially within my personalized coaching program, is all about the tools that come together to form your own philosophy of mastering the self. This journey isn't a one pill, one size fits all solution. Just practicing semen retention, just not masturbating isn't going to be enough. You got to master your sexual energy, not just repress it. That's what these religions will teach you, to repress it. I'm trying to help motherfuckers leverage their libido, leverage that prana, and use it to propel them to their advantage. Ascend them to the higher planes. Get them closer to discovering their dharma. Because I always bring up this analogy. The dharma is like the sun. It's always out. It doesn't matter if it's raining, doesn't matter if it's snowing, doesn't matter if it's hailing outside. The sun is always out. It might be hidden behind the clouds, behind the rain, behind the snow, but it's still always there. Your true self, your true potential is literally residing within you at this very moment. You're not becoming anything new on this path of self-mastery. You are remembering who you always were. Because remember, you have forgotten your true nature. You have forgotten your true potential. You have forgotten your true power, because the matrix has you stuck in a state of spiritual amnesia. Masturbation, that's what it really does to you. It depletes and disconnects you from this divine source. Makes you a slave to your senses. Makes you believe that all you are is just a brain and body. But the path of self-mastery is like wiping away those clouds, wiping away the rain, wiping away the snow. But in this term, we are actually wiping away our karma. We are dissolving our karmas, so inevitably we can discover our dharma. You don't have to find your purpose. Your purpose is already there within you. Again, all the self-improvement guys will tell you to find your purpose, but they don't tell you what that really means. Your purpose is just hidden underneath layers and layers of baggage, of attachment, of karma, of compulsion. The path to self-mastery requires sacrifice, but that sacrifice ignites a spiritual fire within you that burns through all the bullshit and gets you right down to your core, gets you right down to your dharma, gets you right down to the true path that will lead your soul to fulfillment. You cannot buy this. You cannot shortcut it. This is why this path of self-mastery ain't for everybody. The people that I'm talking to right now, if you made it this far into the video, I'm guessing that you're one of these people, because I always say this. The people that watch this channel in specific, aka the Philosopher Files, where again, we out here in the field. You see me out here in the flesh, dropping y'all that game so you guys can make these gains. You dig what I'm saying? No cuts, no edits, just straight up speaking off the dome. You guys, I always say, you guys are in the 1 percentile of the population that's not suffering from brain rot. Most people can't listen to a video for this long. And you add on top of that, the density of this information, it's gonna go over most people's heads. That's the masses. The masses are stuck within the matrix. However, there are some people out there that are kind of wiggling their way out. This type of knowledge, this type of information resonates with you who are wiggling your way out. You show this to your friend that's just a matrix slave, they're gonna be, what the fuck is this guy talking about? You lost your mind, you listen to this motherfucker. But for you, it's clicking within your consciousness. And that's for a reason. You have dissolved some of your karmas, maybe in the past lives, to put yourself in the position to be rooted at a point where you can grasp these deeper types of topics. Not everybody has that ability. Not everybody has that gift bestowed to them. So you cannot waste this incarnation on spiritual degradation. You can't just remain a slave to the senses. You already know, and there's no U-turn back. Most people are stuck in a state of ignorance is bliss. Within the Matrix, this is the blue pill. You're just stuck in a state of spiritual amnesia, so you don't have to worry about these things. You can remain a slave to your senses. It doesn't bother you because you have never seen anything beyond that. But for some reason, somehow, I don't know how it happened to you, comment down below and break down the story. Maybe psychedelics, maybe meditation, maybe near-death experience. You were given the red pill. And when you're given the red pill and you realize what this nature is all about, you can't make that U-turn. So the more that you stay stuck as a slave to the senses, the more that you stay within your comfort zone, when you know for a fact, when you know for a damn fucking fact that your consciousness is being constricted, the more that's gonna hurt you. Because you know you can't take that U-turn. Once you take that red pill, man, the bridge has been burnt. You gotta keep moving forward. But in order for you to keep moving forward, there's a lot of stuff that you have to be willing to sacrifice. To move forward, you're going through spiritual fire, and that spiritual fire cleanses you. That's the path of self-mastery. To get up that mountain of self-mastery, you got to be willing to sacrifice. You got to be willing to cut off a lot of these karmas. Not in a sense of, oh man, I'm giving up life and it's not fun anymore. No, man, you're going to start to realize that this was a fake source of fun that you've been spoon-fed by society. Being a slave to your senses is not fun at all. Being a slave whatsoever is not fun. But you're comfortable with the slave mindset. The men who build the balls and build the boldness and build the courage to finally take that leap of faith, they don't just listen to this type of content. They actually go out and apply it. Because it ain't enough to just listen to what I'm saying and be like, oh, damn, this motherfucker's spitting. You dropping some game from my motherfucking brain. That's just knowledge up in the mind. You need to turn this knowledge up in the mind into gnosis that resides within the heart. Gnosis is a source of divine knowledge that can only be accessed through first-hand experience. So it's cool that you maybe have the theories within your mind. You're understanding it. But in order for you to understand it, you have to walk through that fire firsthand for yourself, and nobody's gonna hold your hand. Of course, we have people walking through the fire with you within communities like the Philosopher's Circle. If you need more guidance one-on-one, that's what my coaching program is for. That's what the consultation calls are for. But I can't walk through that fire for you. I can't discover your Dharma for you. I don't know your Dharma. And anyone who says that they know your purpose is fucking lying to you, because the only person that knows your purpose is you. Your dad don't know your Dharma. Your mom don't know your Dharma. Nobody knows your Dharma but you. No one knows the pathway that will truly fulfill your soul but you, because it's natural to you. It's unique to you. What I do know for a damn fact is how to dissolve your karmas. Because if you dissolve your karmas, you're naturally going to discover your Dharma. But you have to be willing to actually apply these tools. When it comes to self-improvement, people that watch video after video, read book after book, yet never apply the knowledge, they're called mental masturbators. Well, I'm calling you right now, motherfucker. Yes, you. If you're listening to all I'm saying and never applying it because you're stuck in your little comfort zone, remaining a slave to the matrix, remaining a masturbator, you're a spiritual masturbator. Yes, you heard me right, a spiritual masturbator. Because it ain't enough, bro. And you shouldn't listen to me as, oh man, he has all the answers. Because I don't. I do not. That's why you need to build your own first-hand experience throughout this journey. Everything that I'm saying has already been said and done. So focus on the message. Forget about the messenger. I always say this. Ecclesiastes chapter 8, verse 9. There is nothing new under the sun. What I'm doing right here, right now, my dharma, my destiny for the time being, is to revive the ancient wisdom, revive the ancient knowledge of the past, and make it more applicable for the modern man to apply it into his life in a practical manner. I'm breaking this bitch down like a brick for y'all, bro. Make it more sustainable and acceptable within your mind. These are dense topics. And I'm trying to dumb it down so everybody can understand it. But it's not enough to just understand it. You must understand it. These sages, these yogis, these self-realized and self-mastered men have laid down the blueprint for us to actually achieve these states of divine bliss, what our soul is truly yearning for. We just got to go back to the basics, go back to the blueprints. It's not an easy path, but it's quite simple. Master the self, you will realize the self, and when you realize the self, you'll find out who you truly are beyond the brain and body and what you're really brought here to do. The Matrix wants to keep you cut off from that. That's why this type of content ain't being pushed out by the algorithm, but bitches shaking their ass are. Sit there and think about it. Porn is being pushed out by the algorithm. But again, messages like this, forget about me. Messages like this, because again, I'm just a vessel for the Dharma to flow through me. Because some people might only understand this through the way that I break it down. I'm just being used. I'm just playing my role. I'm just an instrument for the infinite intelligence. But they don't push it out. Why? Because they want to keep you dumbed down. They want to keep you stuck. They want to keep your consciousness suffocated in a chokehold of hedonism, of carnality, of confusion. And masturbation, promoting all that shit, is one of the biggest ways that they can deplete you of that prana, because you need that prana to activate your higher centers, to activate these spiritual centers of intuition, which is where you'll find your dharma. Your dharma resides up in here, not in your ball sack. But you need the energy from your ball sack, from your generative organs, and use it to redirect it all the way up to the higher centers of spiritual regeneration. Let that marinate in your mind. Let that sink into your psyche, my guy. Masturbation is making you a slave to the senses and a slave to the matrix. It's designed in that way to keep you like an animal. But for the men that are ready to break free, if you're still struggling on this path, man, and you have not tapped into the Art of Retention ebook, bro, you missing the fuck out, bro. You are missing out. You're missing out on the main channel. You might be missing out on the private Patreon community. You're missing out on the coaching program. What's wrong with you, bro? Now you're missing out on the Art of Retention ebook? Come on now, man. Come on. Right now, go on the main channel, The Philosopher. Again, description box down below. Matter of fact, just go on the YouTube search bar, type in how to succeed on semen retention. You'll find a full video guide on the main channel, which goes in depth and in detail to everything you need to succeed on this path. But also within that video, you'll find the link to get your free copy of the Art of Retention ebook. Yes, sir, you heard me right. A free copy of the Art of Retention ebook, free 99. This type of knowledge, this type of information is a great introduction to this path of how to actually use your sexual energy as a tool to transcend and ascend your consciousness. The book goes even more in depth and more in detail than the video guide. And look, if you dyslexic, you retarded, you got ADHD, you can't read, your boy's got you covered with a full audio series of the Art of Retention ebook. Again, over on the main channel. Just go on the main channel, description box down below, The Philosopher, go in the playlist section, and you'll find the Art of Retention ebook audio series right there for you. Pop it in while you're working, while you're driving, while you're doing whatever, and get up on some game so you ain't out here looking like a lame, you dig what I'm saying? You got all the tools right there for you. And if you need any further guidance, or you're somebody that wants to go even deeper into the true powers of these practices, the true path of self-mastery, that's what we got the private Patreon community for. If you want to be around a community and get more direct contact with me, that's what we got the Philosopher Circle for. That's what we got the coaching program for. That's what we got the consultations for. Again, all that good stuff posted in the pinned comment of this video. But there is no excuse for you to remain a slave to the matrix. If you made it this far into the video, there's a reason why this is connecting for you. Most people have clicked off by now. Those are the cucks, those are the slaves, those are the NPCs. You made it this far because this is resonating with you. And again, it's not about me, it's about the message. I'm just the medium that it's connecting you towards. Masturbation is making you a slave to the matrix. And if you truly want to break free from it, and you actually want to see what life really can offer you, you want to be a true sovereign entity, no longer a pawn on the chessboard, no longer a mere cog in the machine, you must master the self. Let's end it off right there, man. It's been your boy out here in the field, in the flesh, dropping out of that game so you guys can make these gains, and I'm out here. Peace.